What's up, everyone? I am the devastating Just Cause, and this is DJC Game Studios. Well, welcome to the show. Yes, you guessed it. Or you didn't guess it, because I'm just saying it now. How would you guess it? Unless you're in my head. Get out of my head. But that's right, it's another, and it's back-to-back, Top 5! That one hurt. Had to whip it with a Rebel. Speaking of that, check that out. It's a Rebel t-shirt. Except the sleeves are cut off. Weird. I think they just fell off. Every time I put them on, sleeves fall off. Alright, let's not worry about sleeves on my shirts. This top 5... This top 5 is going to be about 80s toys. That's right. Thought I'd change it up a bit. Since we do a little toy stuff on the show here and there, I thought we'd do top 5 80s toys of my memory and what I think is probably some of the best stuff ever. It's really hard, man. I'd probably have a top 15 for that. RoboForce being one of them. They're not even here anymore. I'll just point to the Tab. Tab was one of my favorite 80s things, too. Although it's been around since the 60s. Oh, RoboForce. We got a couple of them here. But besides those lovable suction cup robots, let's get into it. Number 5. Number 5 is the Animal. Can anything stop the Animal? It was a monster truck toy that had big rubber tires and it was motorized. And it would climb over stuff by having plastic animal claws coming out, and it would climb up stuff like this. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, it was such a cool concept, and it was sweet. And I remember the weirdest thing about this is I had it, and then a few years went by, you know, and it's just sitting there, and I had it out in the garage, and I pulled it out, and I was like, somehow me and my friends, now mind you, I'm a child, I'm not like, I'm not like a teenager or anything, but I pulled it out, and I was like, hey, we need to make like a carnival, and what I did is I used the animal claws, and I duct taped. Because you had a setting where you could set it to where just the claws stuck out all the time too. Normally they just when they encountered resistance they come out. But I turned the truck on its side, propped it up, and I put bars duct taped with cups, and and we made a carnival. And we're like, what could be in this carnival? Well, as a little boy, me and my friends used to go down to little streams and little ditches and stuff that had water in them, and we would catch frogs and toads. So we had many of those in buckets, and we'd simulate their natural environment by putting a leaf in there and a rock with some water. Anyways, as kids would do, I was like, the frogs and toads would love the carnival, and they took many rides in my Ferris wheel scrambler style spinny ride. They're probably very dizzy and sick, but I was nice to them. I wasn't mean to them. I actually caught a bunch of bugs and crickets and stuff like that, and we'd feed them. We usually let them go like before the fall came, and then catch them again next spring. Anyways, we're not going to be talking about frogs, toads, and eating bugs and putting them in little carnivals, because that's just weird. Why did I even share that or say that? But we're going to move on to, that was number 5, right? Number 4. Number 4 is Rough Riders. And I'll even include Stompers in here. You're like, but that would be 6. No, it's not, because it's my show. It's still not. We're still on number 4. We're still doing 5 of them. So, Rough Riders 4x4s. You could try to stop them. Another awesome, but these were little mini vehicles with spongy, like, knobby tires. And then Stompers were a little bit more sleek, had little shiny rims. A lot of them had sports cars, but they had big rubber knobby tires. It's kind of the same thing. You put a little switch on, let it go, and it would climb. You try to get it to climb over stuff. I really liked Rough Riders with the spongy things. I don't know. I guess that was my first one. Anyways, there's not much to say about them. They were just little mini cars. You flip the switch and try to let them crawl over stuff. Like the Animal, but very tiny. And that's my number 4. Number 3. Oh, I hiccuped when I did that. Number 3. This was one of my favorite things, and it came out just before Transformers. Actually, now they're owned by the same company. And I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I am not going to even try to run a commercial or have any songs about GoBots, because Hasbro is quick to strike ya, even though you're talking about their product and promoting it. GoBots. Yes, number 3 is GoBots. I remember Challenge of the GoBots cartoon show, the picture show. Anyways, yeah, the GoBots were so sweet. There was Leader 1, Turbo, Scooter. He was annoying. Why was there always some weird annoying thing in every cartoon? There's freaking Snarf. There's freaking Orko. There's freaking, well, Orko was kind of cool. But they're always like some like, what's going on? It's like a little ghost right there. Anyways, way off the subject. Like I said, it goes off the rails almost instantly. But anyways, GoBots. Then you had your evil GoBots, which is Psykill. He was a motorcycle. And then there was Screamer, which is the race car, and her voice, her voice. She was like Psykill's sidekick, along with Cop Tour. Then there was Jeeper Creeper, Buggy Man. Man, there were so many good things. Then they had Puzzler, the big, you put all the big Super GoBots together and make the Puzzler. I don't know why I'm doing this. And that was like one of my favorites too. Well, anyways, let's move on, because the next 2 are some of my top memories. And I do have some exceptions. Not, what do you call that? Like, I still have some, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. Because number 2 is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I have the power. Do I, though? In my bomb pop cutoff? I don't know. Probably not. But He-Man sure did. Oh, I remember getting Castle Grayskull one Christmas morning, and it came with Zodak, and I had He-Man, Battle Cat, Skeletor, Panther, I had Screech, I had Zor, I had Fakor, I had Prince Adam. What other ones did I have? I didn't have like a ton, but I did. Oh, I had Beast Man, Evil Lynn. She was evil, and her name was Lynn. I'm trying to think of what else I had. Right now I have I had Merman. I had Merman! Why'd I get all excited like that? Sorry, guys and gals. I'm just weird. Right now I have upstairs in my collector's cabinet. Maybe I should do a tour of that sometime. I have a few. Manny Faces. I have that too. I actually have him upstairs, but I have the collector edition that came out. I can't remember which, because so many companies have been doing like reissues and make them look like realistic or more like the cartoon. And I have a Merman and a Mossman still in the packages and in the box with the foam and the brown box over it. Like, I'm just keeping them. I should probably look them up, see how much they are. But I really like them. I'd love to display them, but I ain't going to take them out of there. It's like that commercial, that SNL thing where they're all like, or keep them in the box. I feel like that, but I like to display stuff, obviously, but if it's worth a ton in package, why would I take that out? You know, I'm not going to play with it, you know. Anyways, He-Man, Castle Grayskull, Skeletor. Remember Hordak and all that stuff? Oh, I also had the Slime Pit. The Slime Pit. The Slime Pit was freaking awesome. And it scared me, that commercial at the end. It would go, rawr, and it had all the slime over that skeleton head. Anyways, I thought that was fun. And so my number one 80s toy I had as a kid, and I have the best memory about, and it was, to me, it was like they were so expensive, and it took forever to get them all, because I was always like, you have to buy this one, and it's going to be my birthday, so someone has to give me this one. Well, there was only 5. And I'm talking about my number one, Voltron, Defender of the Universe. Ting. Oh, hey, maybe that's why I do this, right? No one ever asks why I do this. And you'll never know. Because that answer is available nowhere. Like the merch. No, Voltron would go ting, ting, and it'd go raw, raw. Okay, you know, why? What's with the sound effects? So, it was 5 robot lions that made one mighty robot. But the cool thing was, like, the lions were the Voltron split into 5 pieces. I guess originally he was like a robot that was almost like alive, or had sorcery or magic that helped him. It made him. And then Evil Witch cast a spell on him, and it busted him into 5 pieces. So one lion went into lava, one went into the water, one went to the earth, one was into the forest. And then the main body, the big black lion, he was the big stone statue. He was hidden inside the stone statue at the entrance of the castle. Oh man, there were so many good toys on that. But yeah, and then you had the vehicle force of Voltron. I remember that would come on, and I'd be like, "What's this? This isn't Voltron." Yeah, it really was called Go Lion, and then the other one was something else, and they were. They tried to make it to like they were both called Voltron, but I guess they were both in the same universe, because eventually they did a movie, but then it was like new animation with the old animation from Japan. But it was a pretty violent cartoon as well, but a lot of that was cut out to bringing it over to the U.S. When they purchased the rights to it and to make it their own. Anyways, I still have an original Go Lion Voltron, and why am I not displaying that? I have it in box too. I should just display it right here. Although this is the game studio, not the toy studio. Sillies. So sorry. Anyways, Voltron. One of the best toys I ever had. I remember I got the Black Lion first for my birthday. And those things were expensive. What were they, like $60, $70? It wasn't like I could never get toys that expensive, like, as a kid. And when I got that, I was like, oh my God, because my friend would have like the yellow lion or the blue. I remember my friend had like the yellow lion and I think the green lion. And so we're like, oh, we can kind of form Voltron. So he has 1 foot and 1 arm. He's like, anyways, it was pretty funny. Voltron, that's my number 1. So that's my top 5. And a few, and I still can't remember how to. What is it? Unmentionables? No. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. The things you mentioned that weren't in the list. Wow. Either I need sleep or I need to stay up more often. Does that even make sense? Anyways, my honorable mentions. I know people are going to be like, you mean honorable mentions? I watched this for 15 minutes. No. Anyways. So, that would be Burnin' Key Cars, which was a little car that had a spring in the back, and you had an orange key with a keychain. I remember there was a police one, there was like a race car, like a Ferrari or a Corvette, and then you put the key inside, and then you'd squeeze it, and it'd go, pew, and it'd take off. And they had little rubber tires and stuff. They were fun. I had the police car. That was one, and then what was the other one I was going to think of? It doesn't really matter, but I had to mention that because Burning Key Cars were a cool 80s toy. We could also go into Stretch Armstrongs and all that stuff, but that's been around for a long time. Slinkies, same kind of thing. But anyways, let me know what your favorite 80s toy is in the old comments. The old comments. The old miss. The old river. Thanks for dealing with me. Please like. Please subscribe. And gosh darn it, and gosh darn it. We'll see you in the summer with some bomb pops. Why am I floating? Hey. I forgot. Lamborghinis were really big in the 80s. Look at the dust. And Ghostbusters. 80's. It's the 80's. Sorry. That's all I got. Toys are fun. Why can't we play toys?